Hi, I'm going to do abstract still life photo edit in Darktable. I'm on Darktable 4.6.1. Unluckily, I managed to break one of my antiques, and it had glass, handmade glass. And what better to do than to honor the beauty of handmade glass than to do some studio images of it. This is sort of a abstract still life stuff. So as you can see, here are the parts of the broken handmade antique glass. So, and as you can see, it's so beautiful with its irregularities. So what I'm doing here, I have a plexiglass here and some calligraphy paper that has some structure in the background, but that was something I had handy. So, but in principle, the point is that this is a studio scene. I can control the light, the darkness, the shadows, everything in the scene completely. So I'm pushing the RGB light with color through the plexiglass, and then I have a daylight LED from above to take for the real color of the glass, which is this beautiful red. I think perhaps this is the sort that had used gold in it to get this color, but so I'll show you how I edit a still life, abstract still life. There isn't that much to do in it because, as I said, this is a studio scene and I have the almost as I liked, but there's a bit of twists I want to do. First I shot this handheld, so it's a bit wonky, so we'll do some perspective and rotation corrections. I'm pressing Ctrl to get smaller increments, so I think that's it. Yeah, okay. And one thing, I'm using scene referred workflow. I've been using this for a couple of years now. And it's a bit different than I did things before, but if you're interested in a more complex way of doing things where I use my old presets and have a lot more gimmicks to do things, so you can look at my old Darktable edit videos. So, but you can change the modules you see here. So I have workflow scene referred. Okay. So I see only the scene referred tools here. So that was the perspective of rotate. I think that's quite nice. And then you can see there's a little bit of highlight as it's glass and reflection and powerful light. So I think I don't often do that much with filmic RGB, which is the base, but I think we'll do some reconstruction. If it is that much, we want a bit more soft these parts. Yeah. Do that much. Okay, we'll see. We have to do with something with the exposure, so we see what happens with it then. And This is a tool called Balance RGB that I use a lot. I absolutely love this tool, and I'm not doing only color with this. I'm doing the exposure, which probably isn't the right way to do it, but and if you are familiar with the way I work, I often do contrasting things with contrasting tools, so I get an interesting effect out of it. So, and here's this I use for exposure. Perhaps you shouldn't, but yeah. I enjoy the effect that I get from this. I think this tool is fantastically powerful. Perhaps we have to take a bit out of the exposure from the shadows. The blacks are a bit too much. So I use this. This is the exposure. You can change the exposure here also, as you see in the history. I scrolled with the mouse wheel here. Can back level and high or middle tone. Come on. So I think. Something like that. Okay, I'm not really happy with this one yet. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay. Then we'll do some. So as you see, this is mostly artistic. I'm not that much correcting anything, as this is a studio scene, so there isn't that much to correct, but this one is something I have to correct because it shows the LED dots, and I don't want that to be in the image, so that is something to correct. And another fantastic tool is the contrast equalizer. So we start with Luma, and we'll get some of the still life magic from what you can see in paintings, the softness and the glow. So just play around with these. You can get interesting effects with these. And this you control by this you control where the transition from these different nodes are. So you can fine tune this also. something like that. And with this mix you can take it in the opposite direction or strengthen what you've done. So way to do this. Something like that. I like this part. It's abstract, but also, yeah, I just like it. The softness and the colors. So. Okay, I think we can do some diffuse and sharpen just to add some more still. This, don't ask me how this works, this tool. I have no idea, but when you play around with it, you can get some magical effects from it. Just these are raw images, so you are not destroying anything by playing around with these tools. And Darktable is a wonderful software in that way that it gives you a lot of possibilities. If you don't like one tool, use another. And you can finesse what you're doing a lot just by playing around and trying to do your own stuff. This is why I use open source software, because they give me my own ownership of the things I do. I'm not a slave to a company with a specific, for example, AI tool. I can't do anything that I do without these tools. So that's the beauty of open source. You have full control and ownership of what you are doing yourself. But that means you do things more the way you like, and that means perhaps a lot more work. But in my opinion, that's also the meaning of photography and creative things that you do yourself. That's what makes the image yours, or the thing you are doing yours, by making the decisions yourself, not giving it to some tools or AI or something like that. So that's my opinion for this. So, and if you are looking at Darktable, I'm a bit perhaps sad if Darktable is seen as a free version of something, or it's not that it's free, it's that it's a fantastic tool that's very, very powerful, that gives you a lot more creative freedom that the more costly and other tools can't give you. That's the main point. Okay, it doesn't cost you anything, but the point is that you own your own stuff and can do what you want with your own stuff. But that also means that you have to know what you're doing. So, but this is the point here. You shouldn't concentrate on it that it's free. You should concentrate more on that it gives you the possibilities to be free yourself, to do what you want, if you're willing to learn and try things. So, okay, I think this is looking quite nice. We have to handle this part now, so using Retouch, and we just take it out. So mask like that. I'm pressing the left mouse button when I put the nodes, and then the right mouse button when I'm ready with the form. So something like that, and now then shift to change the blurring radius, or get something that looks nice. Yeah, that's. I think you don't have to do any more than that. Okay, then I think we'll work with some colors. So this background calligraphic paper, so it was ochre or brown of sorts. I'm not really happy with the color that it gets. I'm pushing a lilac blue from the RGB LED below, so but the color isn't that nice there, so I think we'll do something with color zones, and we'll use drawn and parametric mask, and we'll do, I think we'll do like this. Okay, again the nodes with your left mouse button like this, and now I'm ready. I'm pressing the no, right mouse button, left for getting the nodes, and right when you're ready. So now we can start working with this a bit, and here you can change the angle of the nodes. Something like that. These tools are absolutely fantastic, and if you're new to Darktable, so just play around with it. If you can't get the results you want with Darktable, it's more your skills than that the software isn't good enough. So yeah. Okay, and then I'm pressing Shift to extend the blurring radius a bit, something like that. Okay, and then we'll try to do something with this background color part. So, and this is the beauty with raw photos. We could take the saturation out, but I want some of the I think we can change the hue a bit. If I would have used more time on these photos, I would have perhaps put more effort in the background, but this was just a quick one. So let's see if we can get I'm pressing Ctrl, so I have a bit more nuanced. Ctrl over node. I think it's looking quite interesting now. Yeah. I think we can play with the lightness a bit more. That's looking really, really nice, this one. Okay. So that was the background that got a color that I wasn't that happy with. So just a simple mask. Okay, like that, and then changing the color parameters in color zones. Okay, I think we'll do a vignette still to get this part a bit more interesting. So we'll put a vignette like that. So boost the saturation up a whole lot. Something like that. And then we'll do another one. This is a gimmick I do many times. So I have one vignette that does something, and then I have another one that does a bit of the opposite. So this lightens the corners a bit like that. Just a hint. Okay, I think that's quite nice. So here we have abstract still life from sadly broken antiques. So, but okay, that's life. And I encourage you to try free and open source software. These software give you the freedom you want if you are that sort of person that you want to create yourself and not be bound to tools and to software AI stuff and ready-made stuff. So these are really the tools for your creativity if you are that sort of person. So okay, here we have the results, and this is what we started with. So not that much of a difference, but as I said, this is a studio scene with that was the point of studio is that you get what you want. So okay, explore Darktable and photography for that matter, and try to do things yourself. Use manual settings, use manual tools. That's what makes the things you do yours and not some AI